Hello, I'm Igor Sandman. I'm a pixel artist and I make a pixel art every day. Today the topic is Kuni. As you can see on these pictures, we are having a Ghibli week at Pixel Dailies, which is great. So far a lot of people have participated and it's great. A lot of amazing pictures we've seen so far. I took these references, but I'm still not sure what I want to do. I know I want to do this character because he's got a very great design, and that one also. But maybe I will add the hero, but I'm not sure. I'll start with this one and then go to that one, and if I feel like it, I will add the other one at a time. Let's see. I want to stay rather close to this design. It's great. I'm not a big fan of the design of the hero. I don't know why. It lacks appeal. But it is good, but it's not perfect. Not as good as this one and the little one. I like how this one has a lantern on his nose. It's really nice. Alright, so right now I'm looking for a nice silhouette. Something like this maybe, and then he will have his sword. He's facing to the right, by the way. Right now it's not obvious maybe, but he is. Something like this. And I might have him point his sword like this, like he's teasing someone, you know what I mean? I think I will do that. Something like that, and then here his shield. Well, yeah, maybe something like that, and I might add a shadow here. So I will have a shield down here. It's supposed to be quite small, but I'm not sure I want to do that. I think it would create a better appeal if the shield was bigger, but we'll see. I will keep that for later. And I won't worry too much with the details here right now, because I will add the shield on top. Alright, so I will try and get some colors there. I think I will try, let me try something. I think I will try something like this. This is working nice. It's pretty close to that, right? So that's what I will do. Something like this, maybe. Not happy with it. Yeah, maybe like this. On this design, the lines here, I don't know how it's called in English, these are very close to the center, and I'm putting them further away because I don't have all the real estate that they had to do it. If I put them here, all of a sudden I only have one line in the middle, but maybe I should try it anyway, you know. Well, actually it's probably better. Something like this. I'm losing the shape. I had a nice shape, you know, like this. I want to keep it. And I'm not sure how I can do that. This doesn't look very good, but I will find a way to make it work. Maybe I should kill my darlings and don't worry about the shape that I had and try something new. Yeah, I can work something out of this. Maybe this. Yeah, it's working. And this is probably too high. That's better. I will try and get back to the shape. I had a nice shape, a nice silhouette, right? I will try and get back to it with the shadows later. Instead of carving the silhouette like this, I will try and add a shadow, a pixel of shadow right there later, if I don't forget. Sometimes I have ideas like that and then I forget before I get there. It's probably better like this, right? Alright, let's add some lighting, or maybe I should work on the face and make sure it has the appeal that I need. Yeah, I'll do that. I want to try to get that nice shape for the mouth. Yeah, I think he's recognizable with this kind of shape. I'll try and get some light in there. I don't want to ruin the... This is very graphic, right? I might come back to it later when I added the light on the face. Which is better? This one. What I just did in Photoshop is it's confusing because I changed my my keyboard shortcuts, but there is two types of undos in Photoshop. One that will get the normal one that will get you one step behind, one step back, and another one that will make you switch between two states. And if you actually use the first one to go back a few steps and then you switch state, it will go back between the two opposite states. It's a bit confusing, but if you try it, if you're using Photoshop, if you try it, you will know what I mean. So what I did, I can show you, actually, it's not complicated. So I select, I take it down, then I add the details here, and then if I undo a few steps until it's from one of the states that I want to see, and then I switch states, it will do this. It's a nice trick to test a few things with Photoshop. One of the reasons why I like this software. I want to give him kind of a goofy face. Here he looks, I don't know. I want to try and make it look a little bit silly, not too much, but a little. But I also like big shapes like this, you know. So I might simply keep it like that and maybe accentuate it by doing this. That's something that I really enjoy doing. But it's not working on this character, I think. So I have two options, keeping the eyes white like this or adding this. But on this character, it's important that I keep the white, and maybe this is more stylized than is. Well, yeah, maybe I will go for the stylized version for now, and I might come back later. So the horns. Well, I should light it first, so I can make sure nothing is too not enough contrasty. I know I'm gonna add lighter tones. This tone. So if I try to worry too much, like the eyes or the horns, if I worry too much about it, I might have to do it again once the light is there. So and the light should be pretty much dominant because there's nothing hiding it. You know what I mean? There's no, the hair is so small that it's not gonna create a shadow. If the guy had a shadow that was coming all the way here, well, give me a sec. Come on. If he had hair coming all the way here, I would create a shadow below. Nice hair, by the way. I should keep it. Anyways. I'm not sure I'm having the... Oh no, I didn't use the right color. It felt too bright. Now it's okay. Well, it felt too yellow, and in itself it's not a problem, but I know I want to make a yellow character later, so I might keep the yellow for later. Alright, so another spot of dark red for this. Nice, I like it. And this should have a very strong contrast because it's, well, it could have a very strong contrast, and it works very well because it's the material is cloth, and cloth has the particularity of letting the light pass through. So there's a lot of what 3D artists call subsurface scattering, which means the light is going through and scattering inside the object, creating this shining quality to it. So I might just do this. So it's very contrasty, but it also means I could make it very saturated. It's already pretty much saturated. If you look at this color, the saturation is almost full on, so Yeah. Something like this. I don't know. It was working better like this. Alright, so I'll keep adding my lights. You know, you noticed how this is kind of disappearing in the background? So I'm cheating and adding light here. Well, not really cheating because there's supposed to be some light there, but I'm definitely gonna add it because I need it. Alright, what else can I do? I said I wanted to add a darker shape here. And right now I noticed I should rework my browns. We talked about it in a previous video. I said my browns should... I thought my brown were shifting in hue right here, but if you look at it, they are actually the exact same hue, and I said I wanted to change them a bit like this, which is changing right here. I'm showing with my finger, but you can see it. Right here, you see how the hue is shifting over time towards the yellow. I need something similar with my browns, because now if I add my darkest brown, it's dull. You can see it looks a bit desaturated, which it is. But sometimes it looks desaturated, but the problem is not the saturation. Sometimes it's the hue. In this case, it's the hue that's causing a problem, and it's most obvious because of the very saturated red around it. And that's something that I find very interesting with colors, is the relation they have with one another. If I had this here, it doesn't look as brown as as gray as if I put it in the middle of this. This could almost be gray, right? It doesn't look like these two are the same, but they are. And that's very interesting, how the brain can get fooled by colors. So I should probably move on because I want to make this as a character later on. I still have this. I start adding that color. Something like this. Yeah, I like it. I'll erase this one before I forget. All right. So he has brown hair on top. Something like this. I want to try something else. I want to try something like... I'm looking for a pattern, you know? What is it that I want to make? Oops, I'm going too far. This is probably what I need. Yeah, let's try that. I will add a little bit of light in it, but I need to be careful because I'm playing with these browns, you know. This brown right here is that one, so I cannot use that for my lights. I need to use this one. Yeah, something like that should work. And I should probably try something with this one, maybe. No, it's okay. All right, so I need to make sure I shouldn't forget the horns, and I'm not sure what I want to do with them. I'd rather have something simple like this, you know. Or maybe this. Yeah, that's working. All right. And I said earlier I wanted to try and get some shadow here. I need stronger than that. Yeah, this is nice. All right. I also need to remember that he has a shield. I was forgetting about that. First I will come back to the eyes and see if is it more appealing? Or maybe this. I like this one, but it's changing the attitude, but I really like it. I think I will keep it. You know, sometimes things don't make sense in my art, maybe you've noticed, because I would much rather go for something that looks nice rather than something that looks realistic or that makes sense. And I really like the expression on his face when he's looking up. So I don't care if he's pointing his sword forward. I will change the attitude and it doesn't matter. What's important is that it looks good. I'm not sure what to do with the sword. It's not easy to make that kind of shape with so few pixels, but I could probably come up with something like this. And now with shadow, I will come just right here, and it should work. I might come back with colors later on, but for now I will keep it gray. The jump between these two grays is a bit annoying to me. I will probably end up adding another one because it's very contrasty. I don't like the colors. Alright, I will go back to my... I wanted to try something dull like this in terms of material, you know, not too shiny. But it doesn't fit, so... I will go back to my trusty purple and blue combo. I'm being attacked by a mosquito. What can I do with this? Maybe I should lower the contrast. Usually when I try lowering the contrast, it means I'm on the wrong way, you know, I'm on the wrong path. Because contrast shouldn't fix things. It's probably just the shape of the sword, it's not working. I got him. Alright, I'll go back to my contrasty scheme because it's not a good idea to rely on tricks like this. Yeah, this could work. It's not great, right? I don't know, I will come back to it later, I think. I will just keep it like this for now. Maybe what's wrong is this, right? Yeah, that's better. I might not have to come back to it later. I like it, actually. I'm looking for shapes. Oh, I forgot. I wanted to talk about something because I got a question on DeviantArt. Anselm asked, how do you get your ideas and how do you work them out? Would be interesting to see how your idea takes shape. And it's probably something I could talk about today. Well, first, as I said, I'm following Pixel Dailies on Twitter, so I got a theme every day. That helps to get the first idea, to narrow the choices. If I had to decide what I want to do every day, it would be harder, I think. But yeah, it's easy. Sometimes constraints is the best way to find original ideas, you know. So yeah, that's one thing. Then from there, what I usually do is go on Google and look like I did here. I Googled for pictures until I found something that I like. In this case, it's a video game, so you will find direct references to that video game. But if the topic is a bit broader, like coffee table or whatever, you will find a lot of coffee tables on YouTube, on Google. So yeah, usually I look at the pictures and until I find something that sparks an idea. When it's a character, when I need to make a character, what I look for is something appealing in the pose, in the design, the colors, the patterns. Like this one, the big round head and the large mouth. That's what made me want to paint this guy. Then it's all about, it's all about visual library, you know what I mean? By looking at a lot of art, or when I say art, I mean in very broad meaning, not just other pixel arts, but illustration, classical painting, films, photographs, comic books, whatever. That's one thing that's very important to me. For instance, I'm collecting art books from films and video games, mostly video games, and I use that as a visual to build my visual library. You know, ideas don't come from nowhere. They come from what you like, what you've seen in the past, and struck your eye. So yeah, to me it's very important to build a visual library of things that you like. and I personally do that mainly with art books. But it can be anything. Maybe you're into comics, manga, anime, whatever. As long as you're curious. Curiosity is the most important thing to me. I'm going to try something else with this, just for a second, to make it pop a little. What else should I say about ideas? I don't know. It's a difficult topic because you don't do it consciously, right? It just comes naturally to you. I'll start working on the other character. It's probably gonna be faster. I'm trying to figure out what I could tell you about ideas, but it's not easy. It's not an easy topic. Yeah, maybe one thing that's important also when I'm looking for something to do, to paint, is shapes. I'm looking for patterns, you know, for designs. Like, I already said that earlier, but like a big round head. Sometimes I need to, here I had it on the picture, right? Sometimes I need to figure it out on my own. Sometimes I see a topic and it might not be obvious, all those shapes and patterns that you will find. You have to figure it out on your own. I like this little dude. That's one thing that's kind of hard to do in pixel art, is making things appealing or simply readable sometimes when you have a very little real estate. But it worked great with this guy. I'll try something. I'm trying to give a meaning to this look, you know. I'm not sure I can get away with it, but I want to try at least. You know, something like this. I don't know. It makes no sense. It doesn't make much more sense than before, but I don't know. Should probably forget it. Trying to add meaning to your painting after the fact is not the best idea. And frankly, I don't care about logic. Sometimes I get funny comments on when I post my pictures on internet. People comment about the logic behind my pixel art. And they do it very seriously sometimes, you know. They think that they have a point, but they don't. Not in my opinion. It's just a matter of personality, you know. I don't care if it makes sense or not, and if it looks good, it's all right. Kind of like this guy. But there's something weird here, right? When you look at it from afar, you don't understand what's going on. I should probably make the shield broader. This would probably work much better. So I'm going to try that. Let's say something like this. And then I could even add some details like that. I'm not sure it's working. Should probably, if I really want to, I try adding details after I've placed it, because sometimes it won't work. Yeah, this is working. I just need to erase these. Give me a second. I should erase this first because I'm losing the shape otherwise. Something like this, and there is one pixel there that I need to correct. Yeah, this is much better. I might want to add some shadow here now. It's working. I don't think I will add this character. Alright, I will try, now that I have my characters, I will try and get something working with the composition. Maybe this one should be here, so it creates more of a triangular shape. Maybe this should be longer or so, something like this. Nah, it's working like that. Right now you don't really know what's under his nose, but I don't think I should worry too much about it because I don't have the resolution, so I will rely on the people's knowledge of the character. And I also like how this is, when he was over there, first the balance was a bit weird because I had a shape that was looking something like this, you know. Now I have something that's more, I'm talking about this, by the way, you know. Before it was something like that, like that. And now it's rather balanced. See, it's more something like this now. And I like it. Also, something that I like now is the repetition of these colors here and there. It's nice. It's helping the flow, I think. This is kind of pointing to this. Alright, so I think I should modify this slightly. Something like this, and maybe put the entire arm higher. Yeah, it's better. And what happens if I do this? No, not working. Well, I think I don't know if I'm done, but I'm pretty happy with how it turns out. One thing that bugs me a little is the shield is now blocking the cape, and I like the flow that it had. But on another hand, yesterday I worked a lot with capes, so I can live with this. What if I do this? Nah. Alright, what else could I do? I said I wanted to try adding some details here, and I could try something like this. I'm not sure it's helping. Maybe. It looked a bit bland, bland earlier, but now it's a bit more interesting. I will try and give a little bit of meaning to this if I can, and if it's not working I will forget it. I will try on the side so it's not too much of a problem. Let's see now. Maybe I should try and emphasize the light, but problem is the character is already all yellow, so I'm not sure I can do anything with it. I should probably leave it like that, or maybe something like this. And if I have my lights here, does it work or not? Yeah, I'll do that. It's probably better than what I have right now, right? Now it reads, it kind of reads as a lantern, which wasn't the case before. I'll try something. I just had an idea. It's funny. I like it. I will keep that. Maybe put it white. Like he can keep up, and to emphasize the idea I will put him much further behind. I will try one last creative thing. You know what? One thing that I often do when I'm finished, when I'm almost finished with my picture, is try creative things that there are some things that you don't dare to try when you paint, right? You're like, this is working, I don't want to get too much outside of my comfort zone. And it can be your own enemy. You can be your own enemy, I mean. But what I want to try is something like this. Maybe that could work, actually. I will duplicate my image, hide the previous one, and do this again so I can work on it. Something like this. I should erase that. it might work in my favor actually to do this. Right? It's not bad. What was that purple that I had? This one? I think it's working, right? Maybe it should be bigger. Maybe not that much. One trick that I usually use when I'm making shiny objects and I want to add a highlight like this is break the highlights into two parts like I just did. Instead of just doing one big highlight like that or just adding one point, if it's a surface, well, if it's a round shape like this, I would just add one point like that, you know, to represent that it's very round and there's one dot on it. If it's a long shape like this, flat, I don't want to have a big white stripe like that. So what I will try to do is something like this. It's a neat trick that I use to create my highlights. And that's exactly what I did on the sword here. Something like this. Is it better than the previous one? I think it is, but now the problem is, and I've already talked about that, I don't like isolated pixel like this. I should probably get rid of the shadow that I have in the middle. But I'm losing a lot of the definition. I don't know. I like it better in terms of the pose, but I rather like, I think I should keep this one because the pixel clusters are more interesting in this one than in that one. And again, I don't care if it doesn't make sense. I just want to keep it that way. Or I could rework it and try to find a way to make it work without having the 1 1 1 1 1 pattern. I hate that thing. A lot of tutorials teach you how to do that, and I personally I don't like it. They tell you that to make a straight line you need to make one pixel, then one, and one like this. One to the right, one up, and so on and so forth. Or two like this. And I don't like that. Everything looks dead when you do that. So I rarely use that. And here it looks very noisy. So I'd rather try something completely different. So I don't want to keep it, so I will erase it and try something crazier. Like, obviously I hit the wrong pixel. Now it looks all jaggy, so I need to try to find a... Yeah, that's working. All right. Yeah, I can make it work. I should probably keep the lights, the shadow quite light, like this. Actually, this is working much better. I will try and add a highlight on top of it. but I'm not sure where. I will probably break the shape if I try. No, it's working. It's not perfect, but good enough. Yeah, it's working. It looks a bit skewed, so I might rework a little bit, but I try to zoom out to look at it, but nah, I think it was working better like this. I don't care if it looks slightly skewed. It could be a scimitar or whatever. Yeah, looks much better like this. Alright, so I should probably fix the shadow now and call it a day, I guess. If you guys have more questions, complicated questions like the one I had today, don't hesitate to ask. I want to hear about it, because I want to make this point clear. These videos and these commentary are supposed to be yours, okay? So if you want to, if there is anything you want to know, if you have questions or suggestions of topics of conversation, please leave a comment or come talk to me on Twitter or Facebook or whatever, okay? All right, I see you later, bye.